It was a bright, sunny day. Julian, Dick, Anne and their dog Timmy were bored. "Let's explore the attic," Julian suggested. The attic was dusty and full of old things. "Look what I found!" shouted Anne. It was a rolled-up piece of paper, very old. Carefully, they opened it up. "It's a map!" exclaimed Dick. The map had strange symbols and a big red X. This was exciting. Could it lead to hidden treasure? "We need to find out," said Julian, always the leader. Timmy barked in agreement, wagging his tail eagerly. The friends knew this was the start of a grand adventure. They carefully studied the map, their fingers tracing the faded lines. The attic suddenly felt smaller, as if the walls were closing in with anticipation. This was more than just a boring afternoon. It was a mystery waiting to be solved, and the famous five were just the ones to do it. The first clue led them to the old oak tree in the garden. "The map says to look for a mark," said Anne. They searched and searched. Timmy sniffed at the base of the tree. "Woof! Woof!" he barked, pawing at the ground. "Good boy, Timmy!" said Dick. There, hidden amongst the roots, was a small carving. It looked like a bird in flight. "That must be our next clue," said Julian. Following the direction the bird was flying, they reached the babbling brook. "Now what?" asked Anne. The map showed a riddle. "I have a mouth but cannot speak. I have a bed but never sleep." They all thought hard. "It's the river!" shouted Dick. "The riverbank is its bed." They followed the river downstream, their excitement growing with every step. Each solved clue was like a key, unlocking another piece of the puzzle and bringing them closer to the hidden treasure. The next clue led them to a dark and scary cave. "I don't like this," whispered Anne, clinging to Julian's arm. Timmy whimpered, sensing her fear. "Don't worry, we'll be brave," reassured Julian. Inside the cave, it was cold and damp. They came to a deep pit blocking their way. "How will we get across?" asked Dick. Anne had an idea. "Let's use that old rope from the attic." Julian tied the rope securely to a rock and threw the other end across the pit. One by one, they carefully crossed, with Timmy being carried by Dick. It was scary, but they helped each other. Every challenge they faced brought them closer together. Each member of the famous five played their part, proving that even the scariest obstacles could be overcome with teamwork and a little bit of courage. Finally, they reached the spot marked on the map. It was a small clearing in the woods. "This is it!" cried Anne. They dug and dug, following the X on the map. Suddenly, their shovels hit something hard. "I found it! I found it!" shouted Dick. It was a wooden chest, old and heavy. They lifted it out of the ground and pried it open. Inside were not gold and jewels, but old coins and trinkets. There was also a note. "The real treasure is the journey and the friends you share it with." The children looked at each other and smiled. They had found something much more valuable than gold. They had found the true meaning of friendship. As they made their way home, hand in hand, they knew this adventure would stay with them forever. They had faced their fears, solved the mystery, and most importantly discovered that with teamwork and friendship, even the greatest treasures could be found.